And a little bit of hint I will give people is take that temp job.
Mm-hmm.
Don't always wait for, oh yes, we all want a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
The temp is also part of your experience. So when a company comes, oh, well, we're really looking for 5 years experience. But I said, well, actually, I've worked several temp jobs.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Chat with Charli. We are very excited and honored to have our new guest here today. Jane, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Charli. Thank you for having me.
Hello, it's Charli, your go-to for mastering the art of public speaking and career advancement. Welcome to Chat with Charli, where industry professionals share their invaluable insights and advice to help you excel within your desired industry. Get ready to dive deep into the minds of accomplished individuals as they unravel strategies, share personal experiences, and provide actionable tips that you won't get anywhere else. Whether you're looking to advance your career, start a new venture, or simply stay ahead in your industry, this is the place to be. Tune in and level up your expertise with Chat with Charli.
I like to start off with a little icebreaker,
Okay.
just to have you relax, a little get to know you, and it's called This or That.
Okay.
Are you willing to play?
Yes, I am.
You said you're here anyway.
Very competitive.
Uh-oh. Well, when it comes to winning and losing, I'm not going to lie,
Okay.
there really isn't a prize.
Okay.
It's just an icebreaker.
Okay.
So no matter if you do terrible, you're going to win.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
So this is called This or That. I'm going to give you opposing ideas, and
Okay.
you're going to tell me, based on you, which one you would choose, and then tell me why in one sentence or less. You ready?
Oh boy. Yes.
Safe place. Okay. Vacation or a staycation?
Vacation.
Why?
Getaway.
Oh, that's nice. Nights or mornings?
Night.
Why?
It's just scheduled.
That makes sense. Okay, would you rather be the passenger or the driver?
Passenger.
You said that real fast.
Passenger.
You don't like to drive?
I like my sleep.
You're the person that gets in the car
I
and
will
goes
be
to
sleeping
sleep?
as soon as we pull out.
Uh-huh. You're asleep.
That's it. Done.
Even with the kids in the back.
And yeah.
They just got to take care of themselves.
That's fine. I've already
Yeah.
packed your snacks.
Right.
Your books or the tablet.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I'm not going to lie, I'm the same
We're
way.
all passengers at this point.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I almost want to get in the back with them and lay down. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Why?
I would say addiction. I really can't.
Not addiction.
There's really no. Yeah.
There's no rhyme or reason.
There's no reason. It's just pattern.
We did not support addictions on Chat with Charli. Okay, well that was fine. That was fast. You know yourself. You know what you like. It's either this or that. We're good. I like it. Okay, so tell us a little bit about your background and then your current industry and what led you to that industry.
My industry is HR, but I am the IT of HR. So my title is HRIS Manager. So it stands for HR Information Systems Manager. So we are the back end of HR. What led me into this industry would be I had a call with a generalist one day. I was looking for a job, and they're like, why do you want to be a generalist? And there's nothing wrong with being a generalist. I want to make that clear. But there's so many. She said, why you like IT, you're good at it. Why don't you specialize in a field that not that many people are in there? And it's a male-dominated field. And that's how I ended up in this particular field. So it's not like a field I went to school for. I went to school for public health and sociology. Nothing polar opposite. And I ended up in this field. And here we are. I would say 7-8 years later.
Wow.
Here we are.
So clearly it worked.
It worked.
So you're one of those, you just good with computers.
Yes. Good with systems. Not the IT fixing computers, but more into coding, that aspect, and troubleshooting, going into and finding why this HR system is not working, how we can build it. So that's where I fall in that part. So when you go into recruitment, the back end and how to create the jobs in the system, how to do your timekeeping. That's where I fall in.
Wow, just brilliant.
We trying.
I'm telling you.
We trying.
So I know you mentioned that somebody else spurred you into this career and kind of gave you this idea to join HRIT. Would you say that's what motivated you to go into this field, or what do you think was the ultimate motivation to go into this field?
I think that's what piqued my interest. And a lot of times in life, you're so on the outside, you're so intrigued by what other people do. And I said, oh my God, I would love to be a journalist. You know, you see the journalists, you see them walking, these ladies are always put together. And that was what I, fascinated into it. Then you find your passion. And I think what ultimately motivated me into it was being, I like challenges. I'm a fixer, so that's kind of like every time when we want to build a new system, I'm like, oh, this is my spider sense. So that's how I got into, I would say, it's my constant motivation. The troubleshooting part, it's never boring. It's not repetitive. So it kind of aligns with my personality.
You're like the Olivia Pope of the behind the scenes of HR.
Yes, and ultimately being surrounded by smart, nerdy people, I can learn more and more. And technology is always changing. AI is like the big thing now. So now how does AI align with my field and taking that? So that's what it's always evolving. It's growing. So yes.
So how do you stay current within your field? I know some people like to attend conferences. Some people are avid readers. How do you stay up to date within your field?
So there's different sites, and being whatever system that you want to get into, there's so many ERP systems out there. And there's SAP, there's Workday, there's PeopleSoft, there's Oracle. If it's not, there's always something online for free. But you always utilize sites that give free classes where, I know, depending on your budget, you can say, hey, I'm going to take a class for $500, or network. Your friends, like, for example, I know some friends that have always reached out to me, hey, Jane, can I shadow you? And I have no problem with shadowing. I mean, depending on what I'm working, just because of confidentiality, because I'm working with like HR, but I am always open to teach and reaching out. Again, I'm in a field where is male dominated IT field. So I had to go out there and teach myself, go take a class. Upwork. There's so many different areas where you can take a class where you save up, but shadowing. YouTube, utilize YouTube and take great notes. I have my holy Bible and whatever system I'm learning. This is SAP. I have my SAP book.
Right.
Workday, and I can always go back because the field I'm in, I'm always consulting. So certain companies are using SAP, and I can always go back to my holy Bibles. So always utilize different aspects of areas that offer classes and learn it.
It's interesting too that you mentioned that you recognize that it's a heavily populated male field and that you're willing to allow others to come and shadow you. Talk to me a little bit about that. What's giving you that motivation or desire to be open to letting others come and shadow you?
Because I think when I started that field, I felt like I got dropped in the middle of, like, Italy didn't speak the language.
Right.
And I felt like either I had to sink or swim, and I chose to swim. And that's where I'm like, wow, I would have. And of course, I got my hand slapped a few times. No, you made this mistake. Scolded. I'm like, well, I didn't really have adequate training. So a lot of times I'm trying to be a resource to others where I come in, I said, hey, you want to get into learning how to do SAP? I'm in that field. Come shadow me.
Wow. So you're even going out and offering your support.
Correct. And like right now, I'm helping out my brother. Watch me how to do it.
Yeah.
See, this is the questions he's going to ask you. So it's kind of prepping to get into this field, whatever field you decide to go into. So I think what really motivated me is just a little bit of the people in me. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Like,
you're just a good person.
Yeah. Trying to help.
No, but that's what we need. We need more people that are willing to look back and help somebody else.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Because the more we help other people, the more likely we're going to learn, we're going to grow, and then people are going to do the same for us.
Exactly.
We can't just hold all the knowledge. We can't be the keeper of all the truth.
Exactly.
Right? You know, how can we grow when we do that and then expect others to have the information that they...
Because it's not, you have like, and I love the fact that my field that I'm in, HRS, is now kind of, women are now going into it. And I have peers and coworkers that when they see me surrounded by, 6 male, I'm the only woman in the field, like, oh, how did you get into it? And I said, okay. And if a company reaches out to me, I'm not going to take that job because I'm already, I say, hey, I know someone.
Wow.
And I say, hey, this is your time. If they're going to ask you questions, I'm here. And just kind of practice, and show you how to get into, because that's like the biggest thing. You can't just come home, okay, you're at work, but you actually have to put in the dues and get into it.
Yeah, you have to put the work in.
Exactly.
So were there any, let's shift gears to kind of think about you within the organization. I know you've mentioned that you are in a heavily male-dominated space. Were there some other, or even that one, organizational challenges within you being in this field?
I think when you say organizational challenges, I think the only challenges a lot of times in this field is they want you coming in with already 10 years of experience or 7 years of experience.
My goodness.
But
and then pay you $20,000. They say we want you to have a master's, a PhD, and experience. No, that's good.
It's one of those where, and a little bit of hint I will give people is take that temp job. Don't always wait for, oh yes, we all want a full-time job. The temp is also part of your experience. So when a company comes, oh, well, we're really looking for 5 years experience. But I said, well, actually, I've worked several temp jobs that equate to, it might not be the same company, but actually it's benefit because you work with different industries. I work with the manufacturing, I know how to do marketing and in that systems. So that's like I think the challenge is because it's so specialized and it's so different areas of it. There's, again, you can be in the system, but just be in recruiting. So when I get interviewed, of course, they're like, oh, we're really just looking for someone that's have implemented recruiting. So, but they want 5 years experience. I have 5 years broad experience in certain areas, but they want that. So those are the more challenges when company want, because it's such a specialized field. They're looking for, depending on my age, I'm in my 30s and they're looking for 20 years experience. Right. The math is not math.
The math is not math.
So it has to make sense.
Right. So you're basically telling me you want somebody 50 plus.
Exactly.
Which is illegal because we can't do discrimination to get age discrimination. But I know,
because but we have to understand the new minders where they just kind of soak it up. I'm here to give you the best.
Right.
No problem.
So when you're thinking about what motivates you within this field and what keeps you passionate about it, what would you say still drives that passion to stay within this field and to keep looking forward?
So when I first started this field, one of my interviews was I'm no longer with the company, but when he interviewed me, he's like, what do you want to be? And I said, I want to be you. And he caught him off guard. So my story literally starts, if you look at my background, I start as a coordinator, generalist, a senior analyst, and then a manager. So it's the constant, I told you, I'm in a field that you always have to, you have to learn. You can't be comfortable because there's always, technology is always changing. So that's what motivates learning new system. So it's like the nerdy, but again, there's nothing wrong with being, if you are the type that want to, be stagnant or say, okay, I'm okay. Right. But for me, I'm always driving to learn new. I want to be up with everything else.
No, that makes sense. So as we kind of come to a close, which you have just enlightened me so much, and I appreciate you being here. For those that would want to aspire to do what you're doing, is there anything that you would do differently to get you to where you are today, looking back on how you got here? Is there anything that you would do differently?
The only thing that I would have done differently was my major. I went into a field, I studied public health and sociology. So I think study the trend that you want to be. For example, I think I would have continue being in information systems. If I would have started it and I said, I wonder where I would have been if I had started just as an information systems. But again, the universe it doesn't lie. So I think if I want to advise someone to get in the field is go invest and learn the system and go take that class. And it's okay to stumble and take a break. But if it's something that you really, really admire to want to do, so go ahead and just take that class. If you want to get into HRIS, which as I said is the systems part of HR, go take that SAP. Take that YouTube class. Watch it. Reach out. Utilize LinkedIn. Be in groups that want to be part of the field.
So we see how outstanding you've been within your career. What advice would you give someone interested in entering your industry and doing something very similar to the role that you're in?
My advice is when you get into whatever company that you're going to be going into, so let's just say you get hired into operations. Don't be shy to apply to other roles that might lead you into it. Reach out to your peers. And I make all friends. So I would say reach out to your peers, your colleagues. If you're in operations, you want to be in IT, just say hi, send them a ping. Hi, my name is so-and-so. I'm interested into this particular, is there any openings? I'm eager to learn. Again, a lot of companies want to see the initiative. So reaching out and saying, hey, I want to learn and apply, and doing that development into that field. Look at the job description, what they're looking for. Okay, they're looking for experience in PeopleSoft. Google PeopleSoft. You watch the YouTube videos, reach out to the peers that's actually doing the job. How is this? How did you get into it? And that's how you can get it. Because it's very hard. A lot of times now is who you know and networking. So utilizing your networking peers, utilizing everyone so you can actually get into it and practice.
No, that's good.
Yes.
I want to kind of speak to that for a minute, the benefit of networking, because nowadays with so much technology and social media and all these things where people are kind of getting comfortable being behind the scenes, we still can't forget the benefit of the actual people aspect of communication and being able to reach out, ask for help, get feedback, and really lean on one another.
Because a lot of companies, their strategy is they're very big on internal mobility. Those are the good companies. They want their employees to grow. So, okay, reach out to your manager. I want to take this course. Can you pay for it?
Yeah.
And I feel like I am going to be a good asset if you pay for this particular course. So that's why I said it, and it also helps out the company morale. So why not? All they can say is no. It's not like they can beat you up.
That's another little nugget. All they can say is no, and not being afraid of getting that no.
Exactly, and not being afraid of saying that no. Because they said no to me a few times, and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go outside of you guys and actually take that class.
Right.
Oh, it's too expensive. Oh, it's not in my budget. So, utilizing what can I do to get into that field and reaching out to those that are already in that field to help you.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being here. I have enjoyed you. And just honestly, every time we have a conversation, I feel like I grow each time. And so I'm excited to get to bring you to the people, to get to hear all the great things that I get to hear from you every time we chat. And so I appreciate you kind of volunteering your time and willing to look back and help other people. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And that wraps up another episode of Chat with Charli. Thank you all so much for joining me today as we explore various topics aimed to help you take your career to new heights. I hope you found today's discussion valuable and insightful. Remember, growth comes from continuous learning and taking actionable steps towards your goals. I'd love to hear from you all about today's content, so connect with me on social media at Linen Prep and leave a comment or question to keep this chat going. Be sure to tune in to next week's episode, where we'll dive deep into the minds of another industry professional. It's going to be another informative and engaging conversation that you won't want to miss. And if you like Chat with Charli, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your support means the world to me and helps us reach more people ready to level up their expertise. Thank you again for being a part of our career advancement journey. And remember, strive for excellence, not perfection. Keep pushing forward and never stop investing in yourself. Until next time, bye.